don't stop. People are good. People want to see you do well. There's a lot of people that don't, but people want good in the world. And if you're putting something out in the world that promotes it or makes people feel something, it's worth it. So the biggest thing was that I made my mark, I guess, in Toledo was 100.7 The Zone. The Zone was a radio station that came right after Buzz 106.5 FM, and that came right after Rock 106. I did a little bit of research because, once again, originally I'm not from this town, but I've done more growing up in this town. I consider this town more of my home than Akron. Like that. And The Zone was on 106.5 FM for the longest time. It's actually right around the time I started in Cumulus, which was like the fall of 2009, is when The Zone went off of 106.5 FM. And if you know anything about radio a little bit, you know, or even if you listen to radio in your car or your house, you know that certain frequencies are a little bit stronger than the other one, and it's all based on radio towers and things like that. But I jumped in back when it was on a lower frequency on 100.7 FM. The strength of the signal, like some days, even on a cloudy day, sometimes you couldn't even get it within the city. It was a small radio station. Even sometimes the college station, WXUT, had more power for it for some reason. So, but it was the little radio station that could, and I got on there. I did weekend stuff, and behind the scenes in Cumulus, you don't just do like one thing. You learn how to do everything else. So, while I was in Cumulus, you know, I did a bunch of other things. I did some production stuff, some board operating stuff. I went out on location, helped set up for promotion events and things like that. And I finally got an on-air shift. And I remember the day that my boss at the one time, it's not the current one I have now, and my boss comes to me and goes, you know, I want to talk to you after this. And I go, why, am I in trouble? Because I'm always like, it's never good when a boss goes, I need to sit down and talk with you about something. It's always like, am I in trouble? He sat me down and he goes, we want to give you the afternoon slot on our radio station. And that just like blew my mind. I'm like, I was only doing weekend stuff. I was still, you know, a little wet behind the ears. I'm like, holy crap. And I started doing afternoons, and I wasn't sure what to do. I was a little confused about, you know, how was I going to make things different? How was going to be entertaining to all walks of life? And I started dabbling a little bit into the music scene here and talking with artists, and I'm like, you know, we have... I knew, because when I was in college, I listened to The Zone when it was on a higher frequency and a stronger signal. I knew there was a local music show here. I believe it was called the Homegrown Zone, and I'm like, I want to do that again. I want to talk. I want to feature more music. And my boss at the one time is like, no, we're not. We don't concentrate on it and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, how about I do something like just on our Facebook page? I'll just like link people to different music and everything. And that was fine. And that snowballed more into doing a local music show on Sundays called On the Radar that featured music coming through and from the 419 area. And we hooked up with Innovation Concerts at the time for that. And that was a lot of fun. And I got to meet so many great people, interview so many great bands and touring bands, and just like really cracking open like what the city had arts-wise and music-wise. Because from there, like, I still, like, after college, I still was around in Toledo. Like, I still was trying to figure out my way, and I didn't go out as much. I still was self-conscious or socially awkward. Hell, I still am, and I'm 31. And, but knowing more people and going out more and seeing all these shows and seeing all these hardworking men and women, like, on that stage, giving them all, and putting out music that's really enjoyable, that's really good, that the corporate machine probably won't touch, or artists that like are on indie labels and do, you know, regional tours. Like, there's so many great artists, and I really enjoyed that. After about 2.5 years of that and dealing with change of management, and changed the direction of the station and everything, I got switched over to a morning show. Which, in radio, the morning show is like the mecca where you get to. And yes, it was a small station, but I wanted to make a morning show that was different. I wanted that all walks of life can listen to. If you're a guy and is in college, want to just listen to music and let's talk, we have something for you. We played music on my morning show. If you like local stuff, I brought in a lot of local personalities and local people doing things and promote positive, because that's what we need in this town. Because everybody shits on this town way too much. Much like any town, everybody craps on where you live. But I just feel like it's more here and just in the Midwest in general. Like it's just a whole lot of whatever. Like and that just frustrates me because like there's so much more you can do. It's hard. Nothing's easy if it's worth a damn, but there's a lot of struggle in this town because maybe it's where we're from, or it's Ohio and half the country still thinks that it's covered in corn. Like no, it's not like that.